So, in my recent short I compared Gold Ship to Kaela, and I still think it's a decent option. But yeah, not the best one. In the comments many of you mentioned a better one, which is Kiryu Coco, and I must say, yes, she is much closer to representing Gold Ship. The only thing that confused me is that I never heard about her before, and well, the reason was quite sad unfortunately. But thanks to you I found out about her, and it's nice to see that her fans still remember Kiryu. Yeah, as you can see, in this video I'll try to match Vtubers with Umamusume, and since we already mentioned Kaela, let's continue with her. Apart from her general personality, she can get really obsessed with some games and dive into grinding, which kinda reminds me of someone who also has obsessions and kinda loves grinding. Agnes Tachyon seems the best match so far, and apart from her grinding, Kaela also may act like other members are parts of her experiments. And yeah, the least I can say is that they both love competing with others. Now let's take a step aside from Hololive and find someone for Saurei. She was my first thought to match with Agnes due to something that I would call a bit toxic rationality.
You know smoking is really bad.
But I think that Umamusume has a different horse that can be a better match here, both in character and look. I'm speaking about Biwa Hayahide. She doesn't look quite the same with Saurei, but they have something in common, and both have glasses. Overall, the vibes are matching quite well, so I guess Biwa is the best counterpart for Saurei.
What a smartass.
The next Umamusume is not that famous, and as far as I remember, she is not in global release yet.
Konnichiwa, Aston Machan desu.
But for one reason, I decided to speak about Aston Machan today. My first silly thought was to compare her with Aston Martin, but apart from her name, they don't have much in common. But MariMari _UN doesn't just look literally like Machan, she also wants to become a world famous mascot and even has a cute plushie of her own. So it's a case where both looks and personality create a perfect match.
Happy Pride Month, everybody!
And yeah, it's not always easy to find someone who can be such an ideal counterpart, so my next choice can be less obvious and more subjective, but I think that Rice Shower and Ina have something in common. At first sight you can tell that they have a matching color palette. Rice Shower has long ears and Ina has long tentacles, so I think it also counts. As for personality, Ina is not as shy as Rice Shower, but she is mostly quite peaceful and gentle, plus both of them have some interesting lore details, like Rice Shower believes that she is bringing misfortune and Ina has a Lovecraftian origin. If you're enjoying the video so far, please support it with a like, and while you're doing it, I'll announce the next duo. Let's continue with Hololive members. The next one is Mori Calliope, and for some reason it wasn't easy searching for her counterpart. She is quite calm, cool and self-confident, but depending on how well she knows the company, she can show a more playful side of hers. So for me somehow, both on the way she looks and acts, she reminds me of Silent Suzuka. But here, same as with Ina, I'm not sure if she is more like a counterpart of Silent Suzuka or if she could just be a good trainer for her. But with my next choice I don't have any doubts at all. Cause Satono Diamond looks exactly like Mumei, and this similarity is too strong to ignore. Personality wise, you also can find some correlations here and there, so it's not like I can say much more here. This one is too obvious to discuss too long. As a fun fact, I had a thought of putting vodka here just because of this clip.
Horse bike. Is your reference? Shut up! No, it's not!
And since we mentioned Satono Diamond, I think now is the best moment to speak about Kitasan Black. I must admit this is gonna be the most controversial one so far, but in some way I think that Bijou and Kitasan have some common things. They're both kind and friendly, and although Kita is not that silly in case of humor, they have a similar approach to singing. Now you must ask me something like, there must be a bigger reason for such a choice. And yes, you're right, here is my main evidence. The next one is Tokai Teito, whose name always reminds me of somebody else. A very lively and cute Umamusume with some amazing songs. I bet there are many Vtubers who can remind of her, but for me there was the only one option that got into my head. I'm speaking about Kobo from Hololive Indonesia. They have quite a similar voice, and just tell me it doesn't sound like Teito is saying it.
Know the game. Wait, okay, fine. Yeah!
As for the way they look, there are not so many similarities, but at least both of them are blue. And finally, the last Umamusume of today's video is Biko Pegasus. She really reminds me of a different character from a different game, but unfortunately she is not a VTuber. So why don't we focus on other aspect of Biko, a carrot ranger in particular? Cause it just happens so that I know the VTuber who also have a strong association with carrots, and of course I'm speaking about Pekora. She's more serious compared to Biko, but sometimes they act quite similar, and again, they sound pretty same. So, even if it's not a perfect match, Pekora could at least be a nice inspiration for Biko Pegasus, being the carrot ranger of Hololive. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments if you want a second part and who you would like to see, both Vtubers and Umamusumes. And by the way, the best gift for Vtubers is releasing next week, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it.